What's the name for YouTube page? That's like where all the, like our Tuesday meetings go down, everything that goes there.
Tuesday meetings, I'm not. I don't remember like last year, but like any session.
Okay.
Story there.
If you go to the calendar, there should be a link on it for each thing. That's how I figure out where stuff is.
Got it.
Yeah. And the calendar's in command.
Yeah.
So you can just click.
Yeah.
I can mind all set, thank you. I'm gonna set an alarm for 10 minutes before 11. That way we know when we're wrapping up. This may not take the whole time. There's a couple like collaborative things I wanna do with you guys. And since there's 4 of us, we'll just pair up together and do things like that. So to introduce myself, so I'm Maggie. You're the only person I don't know.
I'm Shannon.
Shannon.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. So I am the managing salesperson here. I'm taking my broker license on the 17th. So I got a plan for that. So I'll officially be managing broker after I pass the exam. But I handle all the broker, anything broker related that comes into the office. So if anybody has, am I supposed to put this on? The Zoom, is anybody on Zoom? I don't think
I
so.
see the other people wear it.
Yes.
Maybe I should for reporting purposes.
People just.
Are you checking for me? No. I don't have anywhere to put this though. Something,
Is there like a clip?
there is, but
Oh, yeah, you're.
there we go.
Yeah.
So I handle any of the broker, anything broker that comes in, as far as like issues between agents or contract questions. I do trainings on the contracts twice a month. So I do purchase contract and listing contract. You need to know this too. Once a month, I do purchase, and once a month I do listing. So, you're welcome to come anytime, look at contracts. You should send all of your people to me.
And I assume your old ones are on the.
So they're not,
Okay.
but we have like a training hub that's like a broker training hub. And I have walkthrough videos of the contracts in there.
Okay.
I
I can find that.
You can find it.
Or.
can, it's on the bottom of my email signature, it says like, contract questions or something like that, just remind me if I don't send it to you. But you just have to create a login, so they'll have to create a login, and then it's like a training hub, so.
Okay.
It's a work in progress, I have like the main ones in there.
Okay.
But if you have suggestions for trainings you want me to put in there, I can add them.
Okay.
And they should have so the training hub is great, because you can watch the video of me actually doing a contract or whatever, and I walk you through each thing. And then the contract is attached to, so you have a copy of the blank. And it should be pretty easy, and they're all YouTube training videos, but we do it through that hub. Because we don't necessarily wanna give outside people access to our,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
training on contracts, yes. So we do it that way, but I'm adding every day, not every day, I've been a little lax for a couple weeks, but I've been a little busy. But every time I do a contract or something, I have one in there, so I have one on like rental, exclusive right to lease, which is different than the exclusive right to sell, so I have one on that, I have exclusive right to sell. The addendums that we have to add in, the compliance documents as far as like our affiliated business and all that, it kind of explains it, so that's a great resource for you. And then Annie does our productivity coaching, have you guys met?
We have.
Okay, awesome.
And we have at family reunion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, Chad, okay, yeah, Everina's, that's good, Everina's. So, yeah, so that's a great resource, is that training hub, and I'm still working on it, but it's there. So, this is talking about generating leads, and normally this is a 2-hour class, and the training I have is for a 2-hour class, but we're gonna cut it short, so there are some things we'll skip through or do a little bit quicker. So that we can get to the nitty gritty. So you guys all done all 4 parts leading up to this?
I know.
You have, okay, have you done them? Okay, that's good, I didn't know you've been to.
I missed the day, I did, but. yeah.
Okay, okay, awesome. So we're gonna talk about lead generation today. And obviously lead generation is about finding people to work with, right? That's the whole point. And so we're gonna talk about the different ways we can do that and how we can. How we can properly lead generate and put it into a system that makes sense, that's achievable for us. So let's talk about yesterday's success system. So what did you guys learn in yesterday's success system class? Like, what were your ahas from that class? Were you here yesterday?
I have done Ignite, but I
You've done
haven't
it?
done this round,
Okay,
so.
but you know, like the success system. So what was your like aha from, I guess it was define your value yesterday. So what did you guys learn from that? Anything that was like a standout for you?
I think talking about how, Keller Williams being part of the Keller Williams family. Like, making sure that that's part of your value.
The value prop, yeah.
And also using the, Y4CT3. Oh, I got that.
Yeah.
It seems like a great, model to like build that value system.
Yeah.
Thinking about all those things and, really it should be part of your buyer consultation. It's just like a great framework to start talking about all those things, so.
Yeah, I agree.
I think just actually getting it all down in writing and so that you know and you're prepared to say exactly what you can bring.
Yeah.
A person, a client.
Right, so you understand it, because we all think we're great. But can we articulate how we're great on a piece of paper or, in a few sentences? The elevator speech is what I was always taught, like, have your elevator speech, like 2 sentences about why you're the best at what you do. So it's important to be able to do. I probably need to rework mine at this point, because my value has changed as I've grown as an agent, so I need something more constantly changing and growing on. Anything to note? Yeah, okay. All right. So, I'm just kind of taking this as it is, guys. I've actually never taught this class before, so. Give me grace as we go through, so, I have to. How do I put this? Aha. Oh, I have to talk about this before we go further. Don't text people that don't want you to text them, and don't text people that don't know you, and don't be annoying. Read that. Everybody read it? Everybody understand? Okay, cool. Again. Read that. Commissions are fully negotiable. They're not set, and we cannot reach out to anybody. About anything unless they give us permission to. Fair housing, everybody deserves to buy a home, and you should not discriminate against anyone for any reason ever in your life, especially as a realtor, but even if you're not a realtor, don't be a terrible human. And AI disclaimer, if it's artificial intelligence, you have to disclaim that. So if you make something with AI, you have to put that. So like digital, like when we do, not digital staging, is it digital
Yeah.
staging? What's it called? There's a word for it. I can't think of it. Virtual stage. Yeah, if you do virtual staging on something, or you show a picture that has virtual staging in it, you have to put that. That's considered like AI. So if you create anything, or if you do like I have AI design kitchens for me all the time. Like, what could this kitchen be? And if you post that on socials, it has to be listed as AI. And then these are all of the copyright materials that we are using within this training. If you haven't read the MREA, you should. If you haven't read FIFT, you should. If you haven't read the One Thing, you should. So get copies of that. Millionaire Real Estate Agent it stays on my desk. It's like my Bible. So definitely get a copy of that. Okay, so we are back up here because I went too fast. So this is where we talked about yesterday, and now we're here. So lead generation, so generating leads. So at the end of today, we're going to talk about how to generate business from the people you know and know you. how to identify your sphere of influence and calculate the potential income from that sphere. So that's a great way to look at your sphere. You do that in bold as well. So a lot of this stuff I did learn in bold. I just haven't actually taught the class. So I know a lot of the things with the way it's taught, I haven't done before. So to categorize your sphere of influence and expand your reach and apply the best practices of lead generation. So let's start thinking about this and let's consider what questions we might have and what we'd like to learn more about. So we're gonna partner together and have a 5-minute conversation about what we'd like to learn more about in this class. And we're gonna jot them in our participant guide. And then we're gonna share like the things that we hope to gain from the class so that maybe I can go off course and tailor the class a little bit more to what things you guys would like to focus on. And since we have 4 people, we can just kind of spitball. For me, I am really not the best about lead generation. Like I do it in such a different way. So this is a great class for me to teach. I'm not very systematized the way I do it. I post a lot on socials. I do a lot of client events and I'm a human interaction kind of person. So I visit, I get lunch, I go to events and I connect with people that way. And that's kind of how I lead generate. And it's worked really well for my business so far. But I'm working on being more structured. I just hired an executive assistant because I want to get more structured in the way that I follow up and also keeping track of how I'm following up. Because it's great until you're like, oh, I don't have any leads. Why don't I? And there's no way to track what you're doing. So that's kind of, I'm looking forward to working through this class with you guys for that reason, because I need to get more systematized in the way I do things. Love it. You guys got anything you want to learn?
I'm scared, so.
Don't be scared. Yeah, it's okay. It's not scary. This is like the least scary crowd you can have, so you're in good hands. So if you have any questions, let me know as we go through slides today. So we're gonna talk about the lead generation model and how this works. So we're gonna talk with mindset, start with mindset. My fear of failure was greater than my fear of lead generating. So this quote clarifies that lead generation is job number 1, and even if there's fear around doing it, it's the activity along with lead follow-up, which is covered later, that keeps all of us from failing and instead allows us to prosper. You never stop lead generating for the rest of your career in business and real estate. Is your fear of failure greater than your fear of lead generating? For me, my fear of failure is greater than the lead gen. Absolutely. Lead gen is not fun. Necessarily, not something we want to do. But we have to change our mindset around it. Like instead of saying, oh, this is a cold call that I'm making to my sphere and being annoying, it's, oh, my database is so well done. I know it's their birthday and I'm going to call them today and say, hey, happy birthday. I hope that you're having a great day. And then how's real estate going? Oh, it's really good. You know, if you ever need somebody, if you ever think about somebody buy, or if you ever know someone that's looking to buy or sell, consider me, please. And that's how your follow-up and lead gen will work. So if you have a really good database, the lead gen is a little bit easier. Another thing that makes it easier for lead generation for me is, good morning, how are you?
How are you?
Good. Come on in. I think, yeah, hey, Ria, hi. I think Lauren was gonna get the paperwork for us, the printouts. You have your book.
Yeah, but you can, that's online. I think yesterday people were just looking at the,
Online, did they not print it?
right.
Okay.
Some people printed it. We're just following along.
With it, okay, perfect. Yeah, so it's online if you guys wanna do that.
It's 5, I think we're at like 5.2.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna make sure I bring it up too. Another thing that really helps me, and again, I told you, I started the class by telling you guys I suck at lead gen, so. But I don't, I just do lead gen differently than I should, I'm teaching. If you do client events, or if you do just like get together events, I'm sorry, this has gotta go. That gives you a reason to call your database, right? Hey, I'm gonna have a cookout, like I do a cookout in about May every year. I rent out a pavilion at the park. Hey, I'm doing my annual cookout again. I would love to see you guys, bring the kids, bring out hot dogs, hamburgers, beverages, come and enjoy. And that's a touch, and that's a way for your database to still remember you without being like salesy, because you're giving them something, you're giving them value. Like, come, they're gonna ask you about real estate, and then, the connection's there. And it also makes it a lot easier to follow up with them after you've been following up with them, because hey, thanks so much for coming to the cookout, hope you guys are doing well, whatever. It gives you reasoning for your call, so you don't feel like that salesy cold call person, because that's what none of us like. That's why none of us like lead gen. But you don't have to do that.
Do you have client events?
Yeah.
This is something that I've always wanted to do. Here's my fear, is that no one will show up.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, I know my clients love me, but I know how busy people are just
Yeah.
like in their lives, and it's like, I know how sometimes. Just so you know, I'm the most non-social person, like, it's so hard for me,
Yeah.
believe it or not. I just, like,
I never would have thought that.
listen, I'm a
Probably.
introvert who tries hard to live an extroverted life. Do you like, how many people show up? Like, I wouldn't
It
care if
depends.
5 people showed up, that would make me happy, but in my mind, I'm like, everyone hates me, they're not gonna show up, like.
Well, so I had it.
Yeah,
I have family.
got it.
My
Love that.
family, and I let them know. I will cry if nobody shows up, so
Yeah.
you guys have to show up.
Yeah, I love that.
My family is there.
Yeah.
And then I invite my friends that aren't necessarily.
That's
my
what I would
family.
do too, I would be like, listen,
It's not a
you
client.
guys are coming.
It's
Like-
not, yeah, it's not a client. I mean, like, it's a client event, but
Yeah.
they don't freaking know that this person hasn't bought or sold with me.
Yeah,
And honestly, like, client event for me is a sphere event.
okay,
I invite everybody. I put it on Facebook. I invite my kids, friends, parents. I mean, everybody comes.
Yeah.
Because, and it's, you know, I think at my cookout, I probably had 30 to 50 there. They dropped it
That's
throughout the day. So it was really good. But I've had events before where my parents and my brothers were the only ones there.
okay,
And guess what? I took a ton of really good content and I posted that shit. Just
Love
like
it. Okay.
everybody was my best friend and I was a high class realtor.
love it.
I pretended. Yeah. So don't spend a lot if you have that fear.
Mhm.
But who cares?
Yeah.
Invite your people, make it a party. I have booze.
Yeah.
At all of my events and I just drink and have fun. I don't really care if people come or not. And then it looks like I'm really, like, when I post it.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm real professional.
Yeah,
I did big stuff.
Love it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll come. Just invite me.
Okay.
I won't steal your client.
Okay.
I'll just come and drink and eat.
You and Red Bull.
Hey, we'll have a great time. Honestly, that's all we're looking for. Yeah. And yeah, you can invite other agents. Like, I mean, it's weird to invite other agents sometimes because they're your clients, but who cares?
Yeah.
I go and I know this is Annie's event. I'm just here as a friend.
Right.
I'm gonna eat and drink.
Appreciate
I'll
that.
come. We love a party. And I also like to do things for my sphere at least, and yours may be different, but for me, not all, the majority of my clients have children. So I usually do something that is very kid friendly.
Got it.
Or even centered around the children.
Yeah.
Because that is what works for us. Cause I know for me, if I was working with a realtor and she had a cocktail hour
Yeah,
from 3 to 5, I wouldn't be there. That's school drop off. What am I gonna do with the kid? I can't have a few drinks and then go pick them up. Like, that doesn't work for me. So usually it has something to do with children, centered in some way. I'm working on, this is a thought, and you guys can steal this. I wanna rent out, there's a local theater in Sharonville where we do, my son and I do musicals and stuff, but they have a big movie screen too. So I wanna do like a private movie night for my clients
fun.
and their children and have like popcorn and stuff. So I'm working on it. It's not very expensive because it's not a real movie theater. It's like it's a theater
Mhm.
and they have a projector screen. So that's a thought. I've still got to work on it, but I think that's going to be a winter because it's, you know, colder.
Mhm.
But stuff like that. Easy. Yeah. Okay, so these are the 6 core components, competencies of a business. This is from Shift. So if you guys have read Shift, you may recognize this. If you haven't read Shift, this is in Shift. So lead generate, capture and convert to appointments, present to buyers and sellers and get agreement, show buyers and market sellers, write and negotiate contracts, coordinate the sale to closing and manage the money. This is all what your job is about. So these are all the things that you should be doing every day. Lead generation is number 1. So we can't get to any of these without doing lead gen. So how do we do it? The more leads you have, the more business and success that you can have. So lead generation is going to include all of these things: talking to people about buying and selling real estate, capturing accurate contact information. This includes name, phone number, email, home address, and any other information the person's willing to give you. Like I said, the more complete your database, the easier your follow-up is going to be because you have more to talk about. And if you get their address, you can set them up on a neighborhood nurture in command, and they're going to get an email from you once a month. I get them from myself. And it says, hey, this is a snapshot of what's sold in your market. This is what houses are selling for. This is the average value. This is stuff that's sold recently. And I can also see when people open this. So it's really cool.
Yes, I'll just piggyback on this. I'm telling you, I have clients at my previous, when I did the same thing, just in their neighborhood, and you will know when they're gonna move.
Yeah.
Because I had a client, she lived in this house for like 5 years, and all of a sudden she was like opening every little, and I was like, something's going on. She's about to call me. Lo and behold, she was getting a divorce and like. So it's such a. Like a little litmus test, you know, when they haven't opened anything, and then all of a sudden you'll see them like opening things, you're like, oh. About to get a call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I find
It's
that on
crazy.
Facebook too, like, some people you won't have heard from forever, and they're randomly starting to like on your posts and stuff, it's like, okay,
they're probably looking, yeah.
Sounds fun, yeah.
It's a nice way to have a back end, like way to look at it. And I work with Darren, who's one of our lenders affiliates, and he has the same kind of system and he sends the same kind of things. So he'll call me and be like, hey, like my client Malia, hey, Malia's been looking at the list reports. You need to check out what's going on there. And I called her and she's like, yeah, we're actually thinking about moving to, I don't forget where they're going. But so
Like they think you're psychic.
yeah,
You're like, I
yeah.
was just thinking about it.
I just like love you randomly, so I just love you that much, I can read your mind. Yeah, so it is nice to have those kinds of things set up, and the thing is too, that's a part of having a good lead generation process is those kinds of emails, because they're getting them from you, they're not getting them from Sue. You know, at another brokerage, they're getting them from you. They're seeing your name, they're seeing your email, and they're remembering that you're in real estate, because let's face it, like. There are some of our clients who end up getting to know another realtor and go with them because they forget we exist, because we didn't contact them. So that is another way to keep you at the forefront of their mind. So the contact information, the information in the database is huge. And then converting those leads to appointments, and that's where you start making money, right? Lead generation is the catalyst to getting under contract and making money. So this is when you find active buyers and sellers, set an appointment to meet and agree to work together in the buying and selling of real estate. For the next couple of sessions of Ignite, you're gonna work on a variety of methods to gain leads. But we're gonna talk about how to do that. So these are some myths and fears around lead generation. And even though we all know it's the most important aspect of our business. So if we're honest with ourselves, have you guys had any of these thoughts when leading to lead generation? Yeah, I think lead generation is really difficult. I don't have time. I don't know what to say. I'm afraid of making mistakes. So especially as a new agent, I feel like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not gonna call these people and pretend like I'm a real estate agent. What? They're not gonna believe me? Sure, of course. So what if we change the mindset of lead generation, instead of looking at it as I'm calling these people because I need to make money. I'm calling these people because I care about them and I want them to know what I'm doing with my life, and I'm really just calling to connect. You don't have to be salesy. I think that's where most people like fall off. Like if they're in your database, you have some sort of connection with them. So connect that way. Don't connect salesy. Now, if you're getting random leads from Zillow or something like that, your conversation is going to be a little bit different, and it's going to be more centered around what value you can offer them. But adding value to your sphere is the biggest thing, by just saying, hey, how are you doing? I hope you guys are well. How's the kids? And that's it. They know you can tell them you're in real estate. They're going to ask you what you're doing for a living. You can talk about the business, but making it more of a personal connection as opposed to a business connection is my advice there. And then if you are calling, people that you don't know, or however you get the lead, obviously we can't call people that we don't know because that's against our compliance. But if you get a lead from Zillow, or you're calling somebody, oh, my sister-in-law's brother is thinking about selling, you've never spoken to this guy in your life, you can talk to that person. Your conversation is started from real estate. So you can talk to them, get to know them, ask about their life, what they're doing, and then start making it personal. So find out those things, add those notes to your database. How are the kids? How's your job? Oh, you're moving because you're getting a divorce. I'm so sorry, whatever. Making it more personal is the way that people want to work with you. They will work with you because they like, know, and trust you, not because they think that you've practiced everything right to say, right? So that's where I get rid of my fear from that. These are the same fears that Gary had. So in Shift, he talked about these fears as well. And this is these are his rebuttals to these statements. So I was confusing effort with enjoyment. Lead generation is actually easy. It's just not fun. I don't have time to lead generate. I had an issue of making time to lead generate and protecting that time. So that is yelling right in Maggie's face because I lead a very busy life and finding time to lead generate is very hard. So if you time block that time on your calendar and you literally do it, do you guys know you can set up your phone to like completely block everything from like 10 to 11 every day? Yeah, you can block it. I have Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, TikTok, all blocked from 8 to 5 because I was spending too much time wasting time on that. So 8 to 5 is when I'm working and I can't check it. It blocks me and it's like, haha, no. Good luck next time.
You have to show me that.
Yeah,
Cause
I will.
like you scroll too much on Instagram.
Yeah. And I have it on like limited interruptions during the day. So obviously all my calls still come in and the spam calls are the worst part, but I have it so I don't get notifications from stupid stuff during the day. And so I'm not distracted. And that's huge. So if you have a set time for your lead gen and that's 10 to 11, try and fix your phone to where it doesn't bother you from 10 to 11. And honestly, I have to be able to answer my phone because I'm like managing salesperson and there may be a problem. But if you can set your phone to not ring during that time and you just dial out and call your leads, spend an hour, your business will grow. It totally will. I don't know what to say. So I had to get to the path of mastering the dialogue skills needed in this business. And there is so much scripting, you guys, for this stuff. Scripting is really helpful if you are not doing scripting with a partner. You can literally just call them on the phone and do script practice for 15 minutes a day. So I would highly recommend that. And that helps you be more comfortable with what to say because the rebuttals and the objections that you can discuss, and then the script will tell you how to handle that objection. So, oh, I'm not going to sell till the rates come down. Well, the script is going to tell you exactly how you should handle that. And the more you practice it with somebody, it becomes really natural. So definitely do scripting practice. If you don't have time to do scripting practice, there are a ton of really great TikToks and Facebook reels of people responding to objections. And I get those in my feed just randomly because I'm in real estate and I hear them and they go in my brain. Even if I'm not actively practicing scripting with somebody, they target me obviously because I post a lot of real estate content. But you can go to Instagram, Facebook, Reels, whatever, all the things, TikTok. There are top agents on there that are actually doing their content for agents, not for consumers. And they'll kind of walk you through talking about those objections. Now we have a ton with Keller Williams. You don't have to outsource it, but I know for me, it's a lot easier for me to absorb something on TikTok than it is for me to sit down and read through Shift. Just is. So try and look at that stuff if you can. It will help. There's been a ton of ones I've gotten lately on. I've been working on my listing workflow in chat and on my not on my Facebook, but in my computer. And of course, chat talks to Facebook and all the things, they all know what I'm doing. And so all of the reels I've been getting have been about listing and defining my value for commission. And so I've gotten reels of agents defining their value on pretending they're on the phone, defining their value. And I've learned from those other agents just by doing that. And it's just because that's what I'm working on right now and that's what I'm seeing, but it has been helpful. If somebody else will list for 1%. Well, do you want them doing that when they're cutting their commission? How do you think they're gonna justify negotiating the value of your home? Kind of like that. So it gives you ideas. But I really like that. I'm afraid of making mistakes. I found that lead generation is nothing more than a set of tasks and skills that are well documented. And that's also yelling at that. Well documented. So starting from the beginning, like I know some of you are newer agents, some of us are old agents that probably need to go back and do things right, talking to myself. But documenting everything and making sure your database is really well done, it will help you in the end because I'm having to go back and fix everything now to make sure that my system is able to be managed by somebody else other than me. And so if you set yourself up for success from the beginning and document everything, you don't have to redo it later. So that's my advice. Okay.
That's your spirit.
This is your sphere. Refer to the participant guide, it tells me. So lead generation is number one to being successful. Doesn't matter how great you are at selling houses. If no one knows you're in the business of selling real estate, and if they do not feel connected to you, why would they reach out to you? I've got great news. You already have two key components to lead generation: a sphere of influence, or SOI, and a database. What? Who has a sphere of influence or an SOI in here? You have to raise your hands. That's what it says. Yeah. Shut up. Okay, so we all have a sphere of influence, even if it's not written down. A sphere of influence doesn't have to be a document on paper. We all have a sphere of influence. Do you guys have family? You guys have friends? Okay, you have a sphere. That's it.
I'm like.
You don't have anybody? Okay. If you have a husband, so that you have a sphere. I don't know you, but I'm Maggie.
Oh, this.
Chris, I saw you on Facebook yesterday.
Oh.
The introduction post.
Christopher with the best.
Oh.
Great
real
job.
estate
I just
stuff.
didn't know the last name, but
Yeah, the last name.
I know.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have somebody that you know. That's the start of your sphere. Okay, so don't tell me you don't have a sphere. That's baloney. It's the group of people you know and who know you, and this is the group of people who know, like, and trust you, and therefore are the people that you're most likely going to do business with. And how do you access this group? All right, everybody pull up your phone. That's exactly how we're going to access this group. What? No, what did I do? Okay. All right, so we're gonna do a little exercise. This is just a sample. I didn't know how to edit it, so we're just gonna use this as a sample. So everybody get out your phone and go to your contacts. So go into your contacts page, and then if you scroll all the way to the bottom, it's gonna tell you how many contacts you have. I have 811. That's a lot more than I thought. Now, keep in mind, I have a lot of agents' phone numbers in here. So I would say I have all 250, and I also started saving other agents so I know who to ignore when I get a call, because otherwise it's just a random. I don't want to talk to him. So I have 811. How many do you guys have? 960.
I have a lot of agents in my phone too, so.
220.
Okay, I started at around 200.
But all of them are either block numbers or people that are. Yeah.
Oh, well, we need to work on that.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Okay, Travis, how many you got?
1,061.
What? Good job.
Plus loan officers and
Right.
Yeah.
Business people. At the very bottom, would you have an iPhone?
I don't need that, that's okay.
So Matt's phone I get, but.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's say,
So there's a little pixel, that was horrible, no, to anybody. But I can.
is that your,
So that's just people.
is there a separate thing for contacts or no? That's where you have to go into. Where was I?
Yeah. And then, yeah.
That's about what most people have, around 200. Okay, so if you take the number of contacts in your phone, we're gonna put that in top A. Do you guys have this chart? Yeah, do your chart. All right, according to the National Association of Realtors, the typical person moves every 8 years. And according to the 2020 census, the home ownership rate in the US is 64.8. If we assume that 64.8% of your database is a homeowner and they will move every 8 years, this means that about 8.1% of your database will buy, sell, or buy and sell a home every 8 years. So we're gonna use these numbers to figure out how many people you already know who are gonna buy and sell this year. And to do this, we're gonna multiply the number of your contacts in your database by 0.081. And we're gonna put that number in line B. So if you have 222. Multiply that by 0.081. So do that, and then everybody share to me how many you got for line B.
78.
78, okay, pretty good.
Yeah, I sold 70, but
14.
14,
Well,
12,
It'll be
18. 18. Travis, you got a lot.
So I feel like I'm doing it wrong, because I got 80s.
No, that's right. Cause you have 1,000 contacts, the more contacts, Annie had 900 and something, so you guys are close. So, okay, so that's how many potential closing opportunities are in your phone, right? Obviously, considering that they're not block numbers and scam callers and all the things. So we're gonna round up, if it's an off number, go ahead and round up. So we're gonna go further than that and assume that all of these people are in your SOI, 10% of them refer you to a client this year, so that seems pretty doable, right? All of the people, so all 811 of my people, 10% of them, so 8 people, 8 people would be 10%. 80 people, 80 people. That seems a little high, but if I mean, honestly though, that's how I get a lot of my business, so maybe it's not high. So 10% of those people are gonna refer you, so we're gonna go down. Where did I go? On line C, multiply your number of contacts by 0.10, and that's the amount of referrals you should be getting from your sphere. So, in this situation, it's 25. In yours, it's gonna be different. And that's just referrals from 10% of the people you know. And then on line D, you're gonna add up B and C. So B and C is your potential sales for the year, just from your sphere. And for this example, it's 45. So everybody got your numbers? Okay. All right, now we're gonna take the sales of the people we know in our sphere and run that by the typical commission. So our typical commission in Cincinnati is $7,500 and $9,000 a transaction. I did some research last night, so that's the average. It may not be average for you, but that's what the average is. So we're gonna run it at $8,000 because I feel like that's a safe number, especially for newer agents. So if we run it, I mean, you can run it by your average commission if you know what your average commission is. Feel free to use another number, but in the sense of just using a number, if you don't have one, $8,000 is what I would use. So the typical commission in our market is $8,000. So enter that there, and then you can add up your gross commission income by multiplying D by the commission, $8,000. So this would be 45 times 5 is 225. But if you do your D plus 8 times $8,000, you're gonna get your gross commission that you could potentially earn from your sphere. So what does that look like for everybody? How much money is that?
it's good.
1,392,000.
We're rich, Annie. We're doing it. We so rich. We got these big things.
Listen,
We're going to Cabo.
we're
Shoot.
rolling up on my
Right?
white Mercedes,
Right.
right?
Yeah, that sounds good.
This what?
$8,000, no, $8,000 is flat, so that's like no split. So if you give 30% to the market center, then obviously you'd have to take that out of the $8,000, and that would be what you're bringing home. And then you know your taxes and all the thing too. But it just in the spirit of just an idea of the actual money that you could get from your contact. So, and if you cap, you're getting all of it, right? So then you have to start configuring in when you cap and your total cap and all the things. But just for the sense of making a point of how much money is in your phone, Annie has over $1 million in her phone.
Oh, God.
So how much money do you guys have, right?
820,000.
220?
320,000.
320, okay, that's a pretty good salary.
That's great.
Yeah, what's yours?
288.
288, okay, Travis?
1.44.
Woo, we on a Cabo too. Shoot, that's good.
Oh my.
Huh?
You're gonna be tired of it.
I mean, I don't think so. I've never been, so let's do it. Hey, we can go different places too. Y'all are gonna take me places. Chris, what you got?
I did it at 45,
Yeah,
but that's 67.
67,500. Okay, good.
Awesome.
Good start. Yeah. Well, and you ran it a little lower, yeah, that's totally fine, and some people wanna run it more realistic, and that's totally fine. I mean, if I was being true to myself, I would probably say about 400 people on my phone are actually people I would buy or sell with. Because I have 800 in my phone, and I would say about half of them are business related. But does that mean that my lender wouldn't use me to buy or sell? I don't know, probably, he probably would. So it just depends. I would probably run it on 400 contacts and then go from there. But anyways, you could also do this with your social media and it would be skewed too, right? So just think about the people you know and connecting with those people and how much each of those people could bring you. So even if this doesn't make sense for you doing this exercise, your commission, right? If you're getting $5,000 a deal, every person in your contact list, if you need to look at it like this, could potentially bring you $5,000. Right? And I say that at the same time as saying it's not all about the money and you still need conversations and people are still important whether they bring you deals or not. But if that helps you lead generate by thinking that each person you call could be $5,000, look at it that way. Like that. Yeah, you're missing out on $5,000 if you don't call. Like if somebody said, okay, Maggie, here's $5,000. All you have to do is call this person. Would you do it? I would. I don't care who it is. Hey, how you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
What's up?
100%.
Right. I do it every day, all day long, and I'd be loaded. So why can't we look at our lead gen that way? And also, why do we doubt ourselves that we don't provide some sort of value to people? People want to hear from you. You call them, they want to hear from you. People love when I call them. I hate talking on the phone. I hate it.
Me too.
Because I talk on the phone all day and it's all people calling me. But if I call somebody and I'm just like, hey, I was just thinking about you. They're like, oh my gosh, that is so nice. Nobody ever calls me anymore. People love it. My old people, my clients that are elderly that don't text, I have to call them because they don't text me. And it makes their whole month when I call them. Hey, I was just checking on you. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I haven't heard from you. They don't see me on social media. They don't get text messages. They love a call. People still do too. They do. They can act like they don't, but they do. So every time you don't pick up the phone and do your lead gen, you're throwing $5,000 in the trash. So think about it like that. All right. We shared our numbers and we're moving on.
What if you get stuck on the phone? What if you get one of those people that they've got,
You haven't
gotcha.
I'm so sorry, Dave, but I have got to hop off here. I have a client coming in at 10 o'clock and I've got to prepare, but it was great catching up with you. You have to be important. Your time is valuable too. Or hey, can we schedule a time to continue this conversation? I don't want to be rude and cut this off, but I've got somebody coming into the office. Can I call you Tuesday at 10 a.m. and we can chat some more? Just
Always had a hard time with that.
yeah. You're busy. Your time is important. You're calling to catch up, but you don't have all day. And I've had to get better with that too, because people love to stay on the phone with me too. And listen, hey, or at the beginning of the call, if you know they're a talker, you start it off. Hey, I was calling to chat with you and just check in on how you're doing. I have about 15 minutes till I get to my next appointment. So I just wanted to call and check in real quick. Set it up.
Too. I like that.
Yeah. Because otherwise they'll be like, well, I'll do this. Shut up. I gotta go.
I'm doing it. Mom, I love her. Like,
Your mom?
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Get off
don't
the
call her
phone.
every day, but I'm always like, I gotta set it up in the beginning, like, oh, just wait for these people to roll up.
Right.
And I give you a quick call, and be like, okay, they're here, I gotta go. You know?
Right. I do the same thing. My best friend and I will just stay on the phone all day long. Like sometimes I've had to get better about it because I've gotten so busy, but we'll literally just listen to each other breathe. And I'm like, this is really stupid. We've got to stop doing this.
Or you watch TV together, like, yeah.
Like, oh, you're watching 2020? Yeah, me too. I'm like, we're emotional support
I know.
phone call people. And I'm like, this has got to stop. Like, we are a hot mess. So I'm trying to do better. And I think for a minute she thought I was mad at her because I kept having to I couldn't talk all day anymore because I got really busy. She's like, we don't talk anymore. I'm like, girl, you're not worth $5,000 right now. You give me $5,000. I'm gonna give me $5,000 for every half hour on the phone deal. Okay, so we've already covered how many people you have in your phone and how many sales that can potentially come from your phone. So your contact list on your phone is a database. That's exactly what it is. Your social media is another database. If you're gonna be in a relationship with all of your contacts in a professional sense, we need to have them organized and accessible in a smart database. And that your phone's smart, but it's not the database that you need. So we're gonna touch a bit on feeding your database. In the next session, we're gonna cover how to make your database smart. You have a sphere of influence, a database, and you've been generating leads from that database by communicating with it strategically. So we're gonna just briefly talk, we're gonna dive more into actually lead generation. I know I've kind of talked about lead gen and all the things, but how do you guys currently lead generate, and what tool or systems do you use?
Well, social media first. Well, I have to make like a separate, like a business page.
Yeah.
For my personal page, so, just like tagging my business page into my personal page, so I can bring, potential clients or over to the business stuff.
Okay,
Yeah. But I don't think nobody this young is buying houses, so
how old are you?
22.
My brother just bought a house, he's 20.
Oh, wow. Very interesting.
So it does happen.
Mm-hmm.
Set yourself up as an expert, even for old people. You don't have to just, not that anybody older than you is old, so I can say that. You're 20, so 20, yeah, whatever. So, I've seen, again, I get a lot of reels and stuff. I've seen several young agents posting why you should use a young agent, and it's clever. So you can do what you do, but they're like, we know how to use technology. It's like a quick reel, like technology. Whatever you can come up with for why you can use a young agent. We're not so busy with 15 other clients that we actually dedicate 100% of our time to you. Things like that.
Mhm.
You don't have to just work with people your age. Prove your value. I work with people that are 70 and I work with people that are 20. So everybody's not, so set yourself up. You become an expert in the industry, and use being young
Mm-hmm.
as an advantage.
Okay.
Because you're fresh. You're not bogged down. You're not managing 20 deals at a time,
Right.
And not saying that's a bad thing, but that's how I would brand myself if I were you.
Mm-hmm.
So social media is great. I will say the only thing and I'm still working through socials and trying to do the best way of doing it, but I went to a lot of trainings at Family Reunion about it. And they said having a lot of platforms was really important, like having a lot of what is it,
Like-
handles?
Yeah, specific, area specific.
Yes, area specific. So if you're a dog mom, you have a dog mom handle, you have a, single mom handle. This would be me talking about myself.
Me.
Are you a single mom?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. How old?
He's one.
Wow, sweet. Good for you. So you got the single mom thing. So do that. I do the single mom thing. So having several different handles and using that and posting on all of those platforms. Because social media is not about who you're friends with anymore. Social media shows to people that aren't friends with you. So like I can post something on Instagram and somebody I've never met in my whole life is going to get that in their feed, which is different than how it used to be. And then as far as the business page goes, I would just, for me personally, I post a lot on my personal page. Because that's where my sphere is. And if my sphere doesn't know I'm doing real estate, then there's no lead generation coming from that. So I'm not posting 100% real estate stuff, but I post a lot on my personal. And then I tag my business, like you said, and I do have a business page, and I post on my business page more of like the kind of salesy, like this is just listed, or this is this, or this, and then I share that to my personal, but don't quit posting on your personal to promote your business. I would try and intertwine them as much as I could.
Okay.
How's everybody else lead generating?
So one thing I did when I first got started, I love supporting small businesses. I live in a small business,
Yeah.
and I think they're what makes communities. And small business owners know everyone, like your local coffee shop owner or whatever. And so every Tuesday, I would set up a meeting with whatever coffee shop owner or whatever, and I would just be like, oh, I just really love what you guys are doing, whatever, can I come and just like talk to you about like how you did this? I just want to talk to you about your business. So go and just have a conversation with them about them.
Yeah.
And make it very complimentary. Like if they have a social media presence, like, oh, I love what you're doing, and just talk to them about them, not about me at all. It was about how amazing that they were. And I literally got so much business in the beginning, like just from doing that. Yeah, because they're small business, like it's hard, right? Like but they are the heart and soul of any neighborhood and community, and they know everyone.
Yeah, they have to, that's their business.
Yeah.
They're doing the same thing you are, you're basically piggybacking on their influence and
Yeah.
marketing, that's genius.
So, I mean, I would tell them like, oh, just got into real estate, but it was never, like, I didn't talk about it at all. It was just, I made it solely about them, and just asking them questions about their business and their life, and, I'm just trying to make a friend, really, but
Yeah.
also be complimentary of what they've accomplished, whatever, so. and
Did
then
you
I
post
said,
that on socials?
I
like-
would tag them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you video it?
I mean, this was 11 years ago,
Okay,
so. Photos,
photos, okay, but you said I met this coffee shop owner and,
yeah, like, just go out and like check out, Second Sight, like, they're amazing, blah, blah, blah. Like,
Okay.
here's what you can do, look how beautiful it is, that kind of stuff. And
That's
then I'll
awesome.
send like a handwritten note,
really
to
nice.
them afterwards, because that's what I like to do, but, yeah, and then, you friend them on social media,
Right,
and then you have this like little relationship going, so.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I wanted to do like, I've seen people do them, but I haven't had the opportunity to do it yet, like little neighborhood snapshots of like the best places in Norwood, like small businesses to go. Because I feel like people love that stuff, and to highlight like a coffee shop there or a brewery would be awesome. Meeting with the owner is huge.
Yeah.
That is a great idea. I love that. Love that idea. Anybody else lead genning anyway? Oh, you have a great lead gen.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's kind of a double whammy thing too. I mean, so, I do live. You're already stuck in the car with you, and I will sign in the back saying that your driver is a local realtor.
Yeah.
So if there's times that they're on the phone or whatever, headphones. I've even had those people like, make your cards.
Love that.
But even, so that's like worst case scenario, you still get things, but if they're normal. Without headphones and stuff, just, I usually started, I do this if I don't have any showings the day, so.
Yeah.
So here we are, then we go,
Yeah.
how's the market or whatever.
That's great.
That's cool.
I love that. It's a great way to meet random people that you would not have come into contact with otherwise. Yeah. Yeah, I drove Uber before I got licensed, I drove, my son was a baby. Because we were really, really poor and I couldn't pay my bills, so I would drop my son off at. Like 10 o'clock at my mom's house and put him in bed, and then he would sleep, he was like under a year old, he would sleep all night and I would drive till like 4 or 5 in the morning. And then I would come and sleep for like 2 hours and get up with them, and I made about $500 a night, so I paid my mortgage with Uber, and it was awesome.
Mama's gotta find a way.
I did, and thankfully I have my mom, she could watch him,
Yeah.
So I love doing that. I tell Travis all the time, I'm like, I made really good money, but I had a minivan.
Oh.
So it was like, and I drove the bar shift, right? So I drove all the drunks everywhere. I had a blast. I put Christmas lights in the ceiling of my car. I had music bumping. It was a great time. I should do that again for Legion, but I had a lot of fun with it. I didn't have to get drunk. I just went out and partied with everybody and I made money. So it was really fun. Okay, so we talked about kind of the ways that you guys are generating, and then I feel like we just did AHA, so we'll skip that point. Okay. So now that we've already begun lead generating, you have a database and a sphere of influence. Let's dig into the most important model in our business, the lead generation model. So lead generation, you're going to hear this over and over again throughout your career, and it's really the most important activity. It's the first thing you need to do. And the first thing you need to know how to do to start your real estate business. And it's the last thing that you'll give up doing yourself if you decide to start a team and leverage your business to the point that you're no longer involved in the day-to-day running of it. So think about that. What are we learning today? What we are learning today is the foundation for a million, multi-million, and even billion-dollar business. This is also why your time each day completing your daily success system along with your peers and facilitator is so important. So here's the model. This is the model. 1 second, somebody is sending me a SMS code for something. I don't know who it is. Oh. Sorry, my assistant's trying to get a DocuSign. Okay, so lead generation model. So Abby, as you've learned, Keller Williams has a model for everything. So if you don't know how to do it, I guarantee somebody has figured it out for you. It makes sense that there would be a model for your number one job, lead generation. And this may look complicated, but it's all about one thing, relationships. You are in the relationship business. The more relationships you have, the more business you have. And this model tells us how to get into relationships with people, stay in relationships with them, and be their real estate expert of choice. Okay, prospecting and marketing. Lead generation is simple, getting people into your database so you can track your relationship with them. As you can see at the top of the model, no. There we go. Okay, top of the model is lead capture, prospecting and marketing. You can never have too many leads. A lot of leads or quantity of leads gives you good quality leads. So the prospecting and marketing, think of it as a funnel. We're going to lead generate and have all these leads at the top, and then they're going to be funneled into your database. So the difference between prospecting and marketing. This is in your book. I'm glad she got me a book because
It's on 5.6.
5.6, yeah. So the difference between prospecting and marketing. So it's best practice to lead generate leads through a prospecting based marketing enhanced approach. Prospecting is proactive and direct. You are actively searching for leads. So prospecting is going to be low cost to no cost. It's going to yield a quantity of leads, which in turn gives you quality leads, establishes personal relationships, keeps you in direct contact with the market of the moment, and increases your confidence and skill. With marketing, you're putting your information out there to attract the leads through like sources like social media, print ads, radio ads, promotional materials. So that's the difference between prospecting and marketing. So prospecting is really personal relationships with people, which is basically what we've been talking about this whole time, is connecting with people on a personal level, making them like, know, and trust you. Whereas marketing is just putting it out there and hoping somebody sticks. So prospecting is really where you're going to get the majority of your leads. You guys can market as much as you want. It will bring you some leads, but it's not going to bring you the leads that prospecting will. There's a big difference. All right. Hold on. I missed something. The market. This is. Okay, so here's a good note. Top agents that track their productive lead sources. They say that their most productive lead sources are the following: sphere of influence, repeat business, referrals, and offline advertising. So direct mail, yard signs, things like that. So no method's going to bring you everything. Like you're going to have to do a blended approach. But you should always offer some sort of value in exchange for information. So keep that in mind. If you're doing marketing and you want to do like a first-time home buyer seminar, you have them log in with their contact, or you have them register with their contact information, you're giving them the value of first-time home buyer seminar. If you're sending stuff to your database, right, and you're like, hey, I have this great thing that will send you emails once a month about the value of your house, like we talked about, you're getting their information, you're providing value. So you're not just taking. Make sure whatever you do is offering some sort of value to the people that you're in communication with. The most productive agents are gonna have 3 to 5 lead sources that they work on for production. We're gonna mainly focus on prospecting because we know that successful lead generation is prospecting based, and prospecting is also the least expensive part. So it's what protects your business when the market slows down, even more especially when we focus on prospecting through your sphere of influence. So here is the relationship management. So as we gather people's information through prospecting or marketing, or generated the lead, the next step is to put that information into your database. So we captured the lead up here, and now we're going to put them in our database. It's basically the container that holds all of your information. So think about this as your Bible for your business. It has everything in it. It is your business, your database is. So having that information in there that's really well done and really well kept is really important. If you're looking for a cost efficient tool to build out your smart database, we have Command, so you don't have to worry about it. That comes with your dues. You have access to Command always, and that's gonna be your database. If you guys can look into other CRMs if you want, Command's great. It has everything you could ever. Command is more than a database. With this platform, you have access to interconnected tools to support you from lead to close, all while maintaining your relationship. And it's gonna let you have meaningful communication. So there's nothing more important than this database. So leads. We're gonna talk about this. So far in your success system time, you've been communicating with your sphere and people you know and who know you. These people are also contacts with whom you have implicit permission to have two-way conversations. Leads are people who have shown interest in the service you offer and have provided a way for you to contact. However, they have not yet engaged in a two-way conversation with you. What are some examples of leads and over people in your sphere of influence? So a lead would be somebody you have not had a two-way conversation with about your services.
Like if you ran an ad, they clicked on the ad, and then that information gets filtered into Command.
Right, yeah, we do have Command will pull, like on our websites, we will get random leads. Sometimes they're almost always scammers. But you do get those come in and that would be a lead. So for example, my brother texted me the other day and said, hey, my buddy is gonna buy. And he said, here's his phone number. That's a lead. I've never met the kid. Don't know anything about him other than he's friends with my brother. So that's a lead. It's a referral, but it's a lead. We haven't had a two-way conversation. So it would be people you follow on social media, people you met at an open house, people in your neighborhood. So a lead and a contact are two different things. So a contact is somebody that you've had a relationship with, you have a two-way conversation with them. They understand what you do and the services you offer. A lead is someone that you have not had a conversation with. So a lead turns into a contact once you communicate with them and you agree to conversate back and forth about real estate. So they wanted to make sure that we reiterated that in here. So once you have a lead, you need to create the relationship, which is what I just said, for your contacts to sustain and strengthen your relationships. Sustaining our relationships is what you see in the model, cultivating contacts for conversations. So interactive and needs-based offerings. So this would be like you talk to this person one time as a lead, you have a conversation with them, you start them on a smart plan, they're starting to get buyer emails from you or seller emails from you. And that person would then become a contact and then hopefully lead to an appointment. So strengthen the relationship of your contact is the from leads, you form a relationship and then it goes to a contact. And then the contact, you want to cultivate that contact. So that's what we're talking about with like the follow-up and inviting them to client events and the market neighborhood nurtures. That's all the cultivating that we've been talking about. So it's kind of keeping them in your database and keeping them going. So when they think about buying or selling, you're the first person they think about. All right, so these are the different types of communication you can do in that whirlwind in the middle while you're trying to keep them in your database and keep them connected to cultivate the relationship. So phone call, email, text message, face-to-face, you can have them download the app. They can access the market, like the available properties on their app. You can also see all of their traffic on the app, like what they've been doing, same kind of thing we were talking about. And then handwritten communication, which is what Annie loves to do, and I love that. I should do more of that. So having a campaign is what we call it in Command. So you can set up a campaign for each of your sections of leads. So if you have somebody that's like told you they want to buy maybe in 2 months, you can put them in a section of your database that will automatically put them on a smart plan to send them a text message every week or send them an email every 2 weeks or send them a snapshot of the market every 3 weeks. You can set that up to exactly how you want it for your business, and then it'll automatically do it for you. Or it'll give you a task and it'll say, hey, you need to call this person today because it's in that smart plan. So it's a super easy way to work our database, make our database work for us, and to consistently have a consistent documented process for that. Because once you do, every single person will do the exact same thing and it'll be so easy for you to keep track of. You go ahead and set it up. This is how I'm going to treat a a buyer lead that wants to buy in the next 30 days. This is their system and it follows it and then it's gonna be easier for you 100%. And then if somebody's under contract, you would have the same sort of thing. So we're talking about prospecting and getting leads, or even if it's just somebody that hasn't, if you're just cultivating the relationship, they haven't decided they want to buy or sell yet. What are you doing to keep yourself at the forefront of their mind? Are you inviting them to a client event? Are you sending an email once a month with a neighborhood nurture? Are you doing a check-in, you know, at least once a quarter? What works for your database to keep you at the forefront of their mind? So then, once you continue to cultivate that relationship, they're gonna come out and they're either gonna give you a referral or they're gonna be a new or a repeat client. After they've been in this whirlwind in the middle of you cultivating the relationship, it is gonna lead to one of those two things. And then if they buy with you or sell with you, they're gonna go back into the funnel and they're gonna keep getting that cultivation. You're gonna stay at the top of their mind. And then they might pop you out a referral and then they're gonna go back. And then they might buy something else and then they're gonna go back. So they're constantly going back in your database to continue to cultivate them and provide them with value, not be annoying and say, don't forget about me, I sell houses. What value are you providing? And that's kind of how the model for lead generation works. What do you guys think about this? Does this make sense?
I have a question about that.
Yeah,
So on the last page, I think.
Yeah. this one?
So. I don't, maybe this is a little different, I'm not sure exactly how to ask it, but are you saying that you would organize these in your database by people you're going to call, or that would say, okay, I'm gonna set up phone calls for this segment of people to remind me to call them every few weeks and then email them at this certain interval, or how, I guess like, what are like some of the specific ways that you might set that up?
So it's called a smart plan in Command. And so a smart plan basically says, okay, if I put this lead in this bucket, if this is a new contact, they're gonna be automatically assigned this smart plan. And on this smart plan, this new contact, which started today, 2 weeks from today, it's gonna send them an email. 3 weeks from today, it's gonna give me a task to call them. 4 weeks from today, it's gonna da-da-da. So you can set that up in Command exactly how you should do it. And then as soon as you assign that smart plan, it will go from the date you assigned it.
Okay.
If that makes sense. But you need to create whatever, you don't have to do the smart plan, but creating a timeline for yourself on what I need to do with a new lead. So if I have somebody that's just a lead that I haven't had an appointment with, I haven't sat down with and agreed, signed any sort of agreement with, I'm gonna call them once a week. I'm gonna send them a market update or a snapshot probably once a week. They're gonna go on my newsletter, which goes out once a month. So I know in my head that I'm adding them to all of that. And so your smart plan can be exactly what you want it to be, and then it'll remind you. So you're staying on top of it. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay, and there's a lot of trainings on smart plans on our Scott Leroy. And Lindsay's super good at that stuff too. So if you need help setting that up, you can ask. If you go into, yeah,
I'll just add you're with the street,
Yeah. we
so you're
follow-
gonna hear a lot of and, which you're using follow-up calls,
Yeah, we follow.
but
See,
you won't see the same, it won't be the same word, but
Sure.
what functions are in command, but they're pretty much the same, so.
Yeah.
Don't feel like, oh, no, I don't have this.
No, I was just sort of imagining doing follow up.
yeah,
It's pretty simple.
you can create a system. And writing down your system at first is a great idea. I would also highly encourage you to tell ChatGPT that you want a system for a lead that comes in and they are just like a warm lead or whatever. And then ask ChatGPT exactly how you should be following up and then tailor that to what you think. It's a great way to start. I did that for a lot of my, I'm working on my command right now.
I feel like this person that you have talked with this morning, surely there's some sort of smart plan and follow-up boss for her, you know what I mean, where it's like, I don't know what you'll call her. Warm lead, friend lead, I don't know, but surely there's something you can add for information and then it'll either do it for you or remind you to do it yourself. Okay.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's different classifications. If somebody's like, yeah, I'm gonna sell my house in 3 weeks, I just gotta get some stuff done. That's a whole different smart plan than the person that, oh, I'm glad you're doing well. You know, don't have any real estate needs right now, but I'm happy what you get, somebody that's just in your database as a contact. It's gonna be different, but you still wanna have them both on a smart plan. But what does that look like? And so I have command set up in different, and obviously you don't use command, but I have it set up in different, like 60 days out lead is one section, and then 30 days out is another section, and then under 30 days is another section, so that they have different follow-up things, depending on where they're at. And it's when I move it, it changes. So yeah, create a plan, and then you should be able to create a system that will reflect that plan. So did I go here? No. All right, so put it all together. It never ends, right? It's constant. It's a constant do out, do back in. And it should be time blocked daily for the best results. And it also determines the size of your business. So think about this model whenever you are bringing leads in. And I like how it shoots it out the bottom and then sends it back in. That's a good visual for me personally, because it's exactly how I run my business. So did you guys have any other questions, ahas from the model? No? Good. We're trucking. We got, what, 10 minutes, 20 minutes? I didn't even get to do anything I wanted to do yet. Okay. Okay, we're gonna skip some stuff then, because I didn't realize, I guess I talked too much. Okay, this is your sphere of influence. These are the people that you know in your life. They can be relationships like your friends or family or distant connections. It's important to connect with them systematically, efficiently, and effectively. Categorizing your sphere of influence. This is the people that would be in your sphere. We're gonna expand your SOI with our brains right now. We're gonna try and think about how we can make our sphere bigger and change how you think about the relationship. So these are 15 categories of people. Let's see if we can expand the roles and relationships you may have with each category. So go over these 15 categories quickly, and we can talk about it. So immediate family, aunts, uncles. I mean, I guess everybody's immediate family is different. My aunts and uncles are my immediate family, but brother, sister, my friends, my kids' friends, my relatives, great aunts, great uncles, neighbors, obviously people that live around you, people I used to work with, or past coworkers, hobby or sports groups. That's pretty self-explanatory. Teachers, either your teachers or your children's teachers. If you go to church, people in the church, or if you volunteer, people that you volunteer with. Professional services, so that could be like doctors, therapists, your dog trainer, your whoever. Financial or legal services, that would be your attorney, your accountant, your bank teller. Personal services, your girl that does your nails, the girl that does your hair, the girl that gives you massages, babysitter, all of those things. Your home and auto, it's your landscaper, painter, car detailer, housekeeper. Real estate services, your photographer, appraiser, lender. Wow, it cut me off. I don't know why it cut my. It says real estate agents, then it says other, so I guess it really doesn't matter. It's like over here on this one, real estate agents, real estate services, and then other. It's the owner of any small business that you utilize your children or your grandchildren's parents. Your children or your grandchildren's parents, that's what it says. Yes.
Your children's parents, that's you, isn't it?
Don't listen to this, y'all. Don't call, I mean, you can call yourself for business if you want, but that's kind of silly. Okay, so those are all the people that could be in your sphere. So quickly, like you have 1 minute to write down some people that are in your sphere, like that are in that list that we just went through that are not in your phone, that are not in your contact list on your phone. So brainstorm for 2 minutes about those people that you could add in to your phone from that list that we just went over. And you can put it in this chart that we have. So I know for me, like, my bank teller's not on my phone. You know, I don't have her phone number. I don't really have a bank teller. I just go to wherever I end up going. But my son's teacher's not in my phone. No, I email her. Yeah, I don't call her.
Oh,
My nail girl's not in my phone. I call her office, like I call the business. I don't get my nails done anymore. So this exercise is really for you to think about how you can grow that sphere. I guarantee you have these people's contact information in your email or wherever, your dentist, anything like that. If you have their personal contact information, you can add them to your sphere. You can call them. Next time you're at the dentist, hey, I'm actually in real estate. Did you know that? No. I'd love to send you a market update every month. Would that be okay? Like, no pressure. Yeah, sure. Let me give you my email. Great. You pay for their services. Why can't you offer the same? You're just as important and professional as they are. So think about that. Think about growing your sphere. It turns out that your sphere is already bigger than we thought. So build your sphere day by day. Are you ready to shift your mindset again? Great. I want you to think back on your day yesterday. We're going to take a couple of moments from the time you got up to the time you went to bed. When you woke up, what did you do? Did you call your mom, look at the news on your phone, check your email, wake your kids up, grab your workout clothes and go for a run? Take yourself through the day, wake up, shower, send a couple of emails, whatever. Just take a minute to write down where you went and what you did. Where is this in the book?
5.10.
Yes, here we go. This is what you did, who you were with, where you went and when. So what we're gonna do after you write down those activities, we're running out of time. I'm sorry to rush you guys. I want you to look at who you interacted with. Did you have a conversation? What did you talk about? Did you email somebody? Did you call them? Did you say hi, give an order to, smile? Go back down and jot down the people that you interacted with. And then once you identify that, think about how those interactions could deepen, how could you deepen your relationship with those people based on these interactions? So whatever it is. So is there any way with what you did yesterday that you could have built your sphere? Is essentially what it's saying. Could you have made a comment that said, yeah, I'm in real estate. I'd love to send you a market. You know, when somebody asks you about the market, do they not ask you that every time they ask you what you do for a living? Oh, you're in real estate? Yeah, how's the market right now?
So is that for like the most?
Right. Oh, yeah, you heard it's easy money. Yep, so easy. But instead of saying, oh, it's great, say, actually, I do a market update once a month via email. I'd love to send it to you. That's real professional, y'all. I don't do that. I should. But that's really professional. People would like that. They ask about it. So think about the way that you think about your days and the way that you can change the way that you run your day to build your sphere. Everything you're doing could be building your sphere, but don't look at it as building your bank account. Please look at it as giving your value to more people, providing more people with value. That is the way you need to look at it, because otherwise you are not going to be genuine in the way that you work, and people don't want to work with people that are not genuine.
I feel like the one person in your life that you can have that, I feel like all of us, there's one person, hopefully more if you have more, amazing. It's like the connector person, like if you needed a mechanic or so, I mean, I'm that person now because I'm a real estate agent, but
Yeah.
like if you needed a mechanic or you needed like, I don't know, something in your life, there's always like that one person that you know, you're like, oh, Maggie will know. Like there's a connector, like they're just that person.
Yeah.
That person, if you have one of those or more of those, like call them up and put them on your team. Be like,
Yeah.
you are the person everyone calls for everything.
True.
Like you're that person for everyone. You work for me. Like you're on my team now.
Right.
You're on my team now. I need you on my team. Here are my cards. I know
Right.
people call you for all these things.
Tell them it's me that if they need to call. No,
And I
that's
love
great.
that.
Yeah.
Well, people who are that person, they love it. They love being the connector.
They do. My friend Kelsey is that. She works at the school and she's in everybody's business. She knows everything that's going on. And I don't even have to ask for it. She just calls me and gives it to me. So I'm like, you tell people that they need to use me. And she's like, oh, I know, we're on the same page. I'm babysitting her dog right now and it's an absolute travesty, like it's a disaster. So she owes me freaking things. Yeah. So yeah, just think about building your sphere day by day. I'm really sorry for having to rush you guys. I didn't realize that I should have realized I talked too much. It's supposed to be a 2-hour class and we're doing it an hour and a half. So I did have to shove it, into time. So as you
We've
saw,
gone over the other days.
have you?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a doctor's appointment at 11:30.
I think
So-
Lindsay's teaching, Google, the Google.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
I have to be at my dermatologist till 11:30, so I gotta go anyways, but. Bold law, change the way you look at things and the things you look at change. I feel like that has probably been our like. I guess our theme for today is how to look at lead generation from a different way by bringing value and providing people with a value instead of just growing your bank account. And I think if you guys look at it that way, it'll really change your business. I'm never having a conversation with somebody because I think that they're gonna buy or sell with me personally. Unless they say, hey, I wanna buy a house, I'm like, okay, great, let's have a conversation. But if I'm just trying to build relationships, it's never selfish. So think about that in the way that you run your business. So. Expanding your sphere of influence, we talked about this some. So. I'm just gonna run through these really quick. Add more personal information to your sphere of influence and contacts. We kind of talked about that at the beginning. If you have more personal information, it gives you more reason to reach out for those people and more information to have when you talk to them. So I talked about this already, but birthdays, favorite color, hobbies, things like that in there is a great way to have a connection. It's important to ask them, do they like to crochet? Do they like to travel to Gatlinburg every year? Whatever. And then when you see a stupid reel on Facebook, you can just send it to them. And they'll think that you thought about them. Like, they're your friends. You basically are gonna have to be friends with everybody and be kind. And it will bring your business, it will bring you good business. Strengthen casual connection. So instead of playing on your phone while your kid's playing soccer, maybe get to know the other parents and introduce yourself. And you can add those people to your sphere of influence. So that is super important and a super great way to build relationships. Join groups with people that have similar interests to you. So if you like to volunteer, go volunteer. And meet those people that volunteer with you. If you like to play pickleball, I play pickleball and I invite everybody to play pickleball with me once a month. And that is part of my lead gen because I love to do that.
And I'll tell you, that is, when I first got a real estate license, all I did was volunteer.
Really,
Almost all of my business came in the beginning from volunteering. I just, in the community that I live in,
right.
and I didn't really know anybody because I hadn't lived there that long, so. It was twofold. One, I just wanted to meet people, and two, I just wanted to meet people.
Right.
To talk to them about.
Build your business.
I volunteered for like picking up trash, like planting trees, literally anything that's going on. So there,
That's awesome. And you got connections from that.
all of the connections.
Yeah. It's a great way to lead generate. And it's a good way to feel better about your life too. Like you're doing something important,
Now, I did not talk about real estate, of course, but I always showed up wearing like a branded t-shirt. You know what I mean? Like I would just put it on, but not talk about it, but.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is. It's just my shirt. I
And
like
because people either want to know about the market or they've always thought about getting into real estate, they will always ask you about it.
that. Oh, yeah. Yes. On marketing, literally, always. So try that. And then referrals, obviously, it's important to ask for referrals. So whenever you have a conversation with somebody, if that leads to real estate and they obviously don't have any needs at the time, you can say, I always appreciate your referrals. So I'd be happy to help anybody that buy and sell. So always ask for it. Don't be afraid to ask for it. I've started to ask for it more as I've gotten older, just because I feel like I'm more confident in myself. But like, if you don't send me your referrals, you're dead to me. So like all my friends and family know that. And my clients do too. Like, you don't send me your people, I'm mad. In a joking way, but ask for it nicely and get your referrals. That's all my business is, you guys. It's all referrals. I don't do any lead platforms or anything like that. Everybody I've worked with tells everybody they know, and I get plenty of business to go around. So that is a great way to to get business. Gather leads from your sphere. So we're almost, goodness gracious, y'all. Okay, we're almost done. You're supposed to call and stuff in the class, but we're not gonna do that today. So track your lead sources, audit your lead sources, diversify your database, making this time block for lead generation. So time block. And then getting leads from your sphere. So this is like, I'm building my business and I know, based on people I know and the people they know, does anyone from your family or friends, work or neighborhood or group you belong to is thinking about buying, selling or investing in real estate? I'd be pleased to be a resource for them. That would be your way to tell people I'm in real estate. Let me know how I can help. If you hear of someone with a real estate need, will you keep me in mind and let me know right away? This is a way to ask for referrals. Don't give feedback. I know I sucked. Aha.
You do not suck.
I just talked too much. So protect your time block. And again, I feel like I talked about a lot of this in the beginning because I knew it was all a part of it, but then I'm supposed to like talk about it during the slide. So protecting your time block. We're talking about best lead gen practices. So time blocking, 10 to 11 every day is your time, is your lead generation time. Turn your phone off, limit distractions, and do what you got to do. Set a time for yourself and do it. And don't look at it as I'm calling people and annoying them because I need money. Think of it as I'm calling people to touch base with them and see how they're doing. And it's an hour. And every single phone call is worth $5,000. Right? So if that's all you guys got from today, I'm happy with that because I hope that my phone calls are worth $5,000. So on page 5.14, you can talk about your ahas, and I would do that before you leave today, just because so it's fresh in your mind. And then these success activities, I'll run through these really quick. So for this is what you want. This is basically setting up a success system for yourself for every day. So if you want to go on here and write down, okay, I want to have 10 conversations with my sphere every day, then you can put that in there for you. You want to add 10 contacts every day, add 10 handwritten notes, whatever. If you want to have this for each week or each day, however you want to do it is fine, but give yourself some sort of system. And 10-5-1 is like 10 likes, 5 comments, and then 1 like direct message for social media. So if you guys can set up a system for yourself and then follow that system, it will be helpful. I mean, you need to do more than 10 conversations in a week. So if you're going to do it on a weekly basis, I would change your numbers. But on a daily, this is not really that much to do. It really isn't. If you do 10 out of 10 conversations a day, call 10 people, add 10 contacts to your database. Okay, well, we already went through our list and thought about the people that aren't in our database that are on that sphere of influence list. So your banker, your kids' teachers, whatever, add those people. And we're not talking about grabbing people out of the air. Strengthen your database, however that may be. People that you know. If you have a group that you're a part of, make sure you get the emails for all those people in that group. When I joined MOPS, like mothers of preschoolers at one of the churches I went to, I got a list of like 275 women and I knew every single one of them because we were all in MOPS together. They all went into my database. I still talk to several of them about real estate because I met them all through that group and we were all in it together. And so that was huge. So stuff like that. And then any enrichments you want to do. So any other things that you may do as a part of lead generation. So that would be like having a client event or doing a live, people don't even do live videos on Facebook anymore, but like a live video where you talk about something or anything like that. An extra, a little sprinkles. Okay. All right. I think, here's this again, remember, I already read it. I engage every conversation in the spirit of contribution and people are happy to be in relationship with me. All right, we're supposed to say this is like a mantra and then everybody gets to go. I engage every conversation in the spirit of contribution People are happy to be in relationship with me. So give yourself that every time before you do lead gen. And it should make you feel better and know that you're contributing and you're not taking away and you're not being annoying, you're adding value. And focus on it like that. All right.
That was good.
Thank
Good job, everybody.
you. Right on
Thank
time,
you.
11 a.m.
Got my doctor's appointment. Sorry that we were supposed to role play and all the things, but. You know. If anybody wants to sit down with me and talk about this individually, I'm happy to see all the role playing, prepare conversation. There's all this, yeah, right. They said 40, I was already planning on cutting these short. But all of this is just putting into motion what we talked about. So you guys are just gonna have to do that on your own.
Can you go back to the, oh, you gotta take your,
It's on this computer, what's up?
the, well,
This, yeah.
Is that in one of the book shift too, that quote? I don't see that.
I think so. I think it's in shift.
I like that.
I can tell, now I clicked out of it.
That's okay, that's okay.
It's either shift or MRA, but I think it's shift.
That's really important to me because, you know, the people that I used to work with, I want them to know, but I don't want to think, oh, she's just now falling, you know, because she's getting in real estate. I don't want it to be like that. I needed my break, needing my break from work.
Yeah.
And I just needed some alone time
Yeah,
and, you know,
Well,
so,
don't tell them you're in real estate.
well, I'm
show up as a
Yeah.
realtor.
Just, yeah, just call them and say, hey. I just needed some break, some time away. How's everything? How are you doing?
Yeah.
And then the next time you talk to them, well, they're gonna ask you what you're doing now.
right.
Let them lead the
I
conversation.
have been in some like that, and you're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just.
Yeah. Just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with my life. I get it.
I,
Well,
I just called.
I didn't finish it, but it's okay.
can keep going if you
I have a doctor's appointment.
Oh.
At 11:30.
Yesterday.
So we got all the info. We just didn't do the role playing and stuff.
Oh, that, yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay.
That's terrible.